Here is another example of combining sentences to improve flow. Let's take a look at a sample of student writing and see how we can improve upon it. In the original, we notice the student has written, "One night, Holden decides to go back home to talk to Phoebe." While Holden talks to Phoebe, Holden's parents are still out eating dinner. During Holden's discussion with Phoebe, Holden mentions his ideal career in life. So what I notice in this collection of sentences is not only is there some repetition, but there is also perhaps some information that is unnecessary, where the emphasis shifts to Holden's parents and they're being out eating dinner. And not all of that is really necessary to focus on. That can be sort of background that is subordinate to the main, or secondary to the main point of the sentence. So let's begin by starting with "one night," and we'll move this idea of Holden's parents being out to dinner to this clause and say, "One night while Holden's parents are out." Don't think we really need to know where they are or what they're doing, because they are not the focus. What is the focus is Holden's decision to go home and talk to his sister Phoebe. So I think we can preserve that information and copy and paste that into our revision. So now we have Holden decides to go back home to talk to Phoebe. If this is the first time we've mentioned Phoebe in the paper, we do want to remind the reader that Phoebe is his sister. So we'll add that little bit of information. And then the second part of the sentence, we don't really need to mention that he is discussing or talking with her, because we've already kind of made that clear. So we can just say, that he mentions his ideal career. So during their conversation, Holden mentions his ideal career. All right, so let's go back and look over the revised sentence to make sure it flows nicely and that we haven't left anything out. So we'll start with, "One night while Holden's parents are out, Holden decides to go back home to talk to his sister Phoebe. During their conversation, Holden mentions his ideal career." It's concise. I think it includes all the necessary information that we need. So I think we're done.